talking, dog. Talking about souls, like.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and thank you for joining me. So I grew up an X-Men kid, and having a superpower has always been something I have envied. So in today's video, let's talk about a superpower I would love to have. Let's talk about the power of immortality.
What the fuck is that?
The ability to live forever. Imagine the power to live forever, being able to watch the birth of the world, being around during some of history's most iconic moments. How would you live? And how would you gain this power to never die? To answer these questions, I have compiled a small list of my favorite immortals. Mostly just characters I stole from the comics and movies. So without further ado, let's get started. First on the list, the picture of Dorian Gray. We have Dorian Gray, an immortal. By the power of a painting his soul is bound to, the picture being that of his reflection. A beautiful young man favored by the upper crest of society, Dorian, like most lords of that generation, feared losing his comely appearance to fatherly time, so unwittingly sold his soul to the devil. In return, Dorian would never age or suffer pain nor death. All those marks of life would only torment the portrait. Now this story is interesting and sad to me. Dorian was rich by society's standards. He could have lived a life of peace as an immortal, but Dorian's gift was also his curse. To gain his power, he sadly had to lose his soul, and without it, morality went out the window. Sex, drugs.
We have breaking news. I'm toasted.
And murder. Dorian killed himself by looking in the mirror. The pain in his reflection was too much to bear. Next on the list is Vandal Savage. Unlike Mr. Gray, Vandal Savage was not a pretty boy scared of losing his boyish good looks. Far from it.
Is that I am old.
Vandal Savage was a caveman born 80,000 years ago. Imagine being born 80,000 years ago. Being around before our world today even took shape. Vandal, in his own words, stated that he has led many lives, giving us, the viewer, an inkling into the many disguises he has donned throughout the passing of time. So how did Mr. Savage gain his ability to live forever?
What are you? I'm complicated.
Luckily, it had nothing to do with the devil. No, Vandal's gift came in the form of a meteor that fell from the sky. Not knowing anything about horror movies, because they haven't been invented yet, Vandal decides to sleep next to the glowing meteor because it was very cold.
But it was very cold.
And the next morning, he woke up differently. And from that moment forward, he only wanted to destroy the world.
Nothing so crude. Half. 2/3 at the most.
The end. In all honesty, Vandal Savage is the ideal immortal. Aside from being somewhat crazy, think of the life one could live. No fear of death.
I curse you with that.
With a soul and the knowledge of building a civilization. The saying is that thinking takes time, and to be gifted as Vandal Savage, you would have all the time in the world, even enough time to destroy it. Last on the list, number 3. Now, to be honest, I didn't really know how many I would list, but I did know I didn't want to drink blood forever, so vampires was out. So that left me with my final immortal of this video. Introducing Lucien. Lucien is a lichen. The first lichen, able to change form from human to vampire, to a werewolf at will, an ability that also grants him immortality. Lucien, unlike my previous immortals, can be easily killed as long as you have the right weapons.
A Tommy gun!
Anything besides that will have no effect, and he will heal and be back to normal in minutes. But also, unlike the other two, Lucien was born with this gift, or curse as some would say. Either way, Lucien can live forever as a wolf or as human, spending his days among his kind, fighting an endless battle against the vampire nation. A noble cause in my book. Well, that brings me to the end of my list. I'm not sure if many of you are familiar with any of these immortals that I named, and maybe you know a few that you would like to comment down in the comment section. I would listen, and maybe we could use them in another video. Anyway, bye.